you arrange your chair? Okay, thank you so much. Before we start, I want to check your attendance. Everyone is present. So before we start our discussion, I want you to think or imagine or to decide what you are doing, why you are here right now. So as you can see here, in this discussion, what do you think our lesson for today? In this picture. Yes, that's right. You're correct. There is a writing, a patterns, a boy losing to cross the way. There is a lot of students who are trying to study or to learn something, right? Okay. So now let's proceed with our discussion. Are you excited? Everyone? I think yes. So we talked about paragraph yesterday, and now let's review about paragraphs and lots of sentences, notes of different kinds of ideas or thoughts or your text or you're gathering different kinds of information for you to express your emotion, right? So in this methods, I want you to remember the different kinds of techniques because these techniques help you to be a competent writer. You want to be a writer? How about you? Oh, wow. So that is your dream. So in this methods, there is a narration, description, definition, classification, comparison, and contrast. Cause and effect, problem, solution, and perspective. So that is our lesson for today. We need to, when you say narration, we're telling a story. And also have a chronological order of the story, right? There is a settings, the characters, the plot, the point of view, which you are telling to your what? In your story or your speech. The narration is very necessary when it talks about story, right? But when you say the description, you are describing the information of a person, object, place, or situation. Like in your write-up, you need to describe where the place or what are you trying to say to your write-up, your essay, your speech, your arguments, your story, where it happened. What kind of person is that? Is it a boy, a girl, a fat, a teen, a smart? You are describing. So that is the description. So these are the single words for description. For the sight, sparkling, booming, pussy, sound, yelp, whisper, sneeze, smell, musty, rotten, fresh. For touch, sticky, smoke, pointy, taste, spicy, sweet, and sound. So that is your signal words for description. You have it written? No. Okay, let's proceed to the definition. All of us know what is definition. You can define what is family. You can define what is love. What is in your mind. You can define anything, but there are two types of definition. In definition, you need to define the term. Like for example, we're talking about an owl. So in this owl, you need to define the class of that kind of owl. The owl is a bird, and you're describing what kind of the characteristic of that kind of owl. So that is a definition. For the formal definition, it's provide different kinds of dictionaries and look for web store or in Google. It depends on you or where you can get that information. But you need to put in mind that not all the definition is correct. So you need to be wise in using your information. Okay? Okay. So in definition also there is an informal definition that we call informal definition or operational definition, synonyms and connotation. In operational definition, there's a lot of concrete abstract definition, but you need to focus on the opinion or the different kinds of people, why they're using this meaning. What is the main point of this meaning? And then, what is the purpose of that meaning? And the synonyms, you all know what is synonyms, the same word or say of the kind of subject. And the connotation also, we discussed that already about the connotation. So let's proceed for the classification. And methods of development and writing. We need to classify also all the facts that we gathered in our research, in our speech, in our arguments, debate, in different kinds of written. We want to share to other people so that they may understand what kind of argument is it, what kind of information is it. Is this very important or this is not necessary to know? Or is it convincing to other people? So that is why we need to use classification in our right now. So that we will gather different aspects, areas, kinds, qualities, levels in that development in our life. However, we also need to consider the comparison and contrast of that kind of information. So why the author use this? Why the author use these arguments? Why we want to disagree? Why we want to agree with your opinion? Why is it he want to present someone? Is it reliable to the information we got? So it depends on how the writer give the information to you. So you want to be a writer, right? So you need to give more or discover facts to other people, to other authors. Not only that, you need to categorize their comparison. Comparison is that they are similar. What is the similar of that speech? What is the similar of that argument? What is the contrast or the different kinds of argument that they're talking about? So these are the single words you can use for comparing. Sign, about also both equally, and the signal for contrasting is although to ever and like. Okay? To like, for example, you got an apple. So when you are comparing an apple between the strawberry, the apple is sweet. However, the strawberry is sour. So that is comparing and contrast. So let's move on with the comparison and contrast. Let's go with the cause and effect. So this is really happened in our society. What is the cause of this problem? What is the effect of this problem? Right? Among of us trying to question why we vote someone like this, blah 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 and blah blah. So why do you think? Because we are open-minded for the information we receive from that person. That is why we are not, we don't expect about what happened or what will happen to our future. So let's move on. And then, so when you say effect, it is the result of the particular situation, activity, or behavior. So these are the words you can use for the cause and effect. For our research, we need to be mindful, to be accurate about what is the cause and effect of this kind of problem. And with that, you are strongly has the solution of that problem. Okay? And let's go with the problem and solution. So everyone has a problem. In our research is useless without a problem. That's why in our research there is a statement of a problem. In the first paragraph, you mention a global problem, the international, national, then to the what? To national, local. In our society, it depends on where you want to conduct that study, okay? So in problem and solution, this is the method for analyzing and writing about the topic, identifying the problem, and proposing one or more solution. If you got more problem, then you will expectedly need to have a solution, right? Because if you don't have a problem, then you're left to be boring if you don't have a problem. So there's a lot of solutions you can find. You can search in Google, you can use books, you can ask interviews or ask your classmates, your friends, anyone can be a good source for your problem. With that, you will get more solution how they overcome that kind of problem. According to Numbers 1995, suggested that the problem and solution paper must need to have introduction. So what is your topic all about? What is your research about? What do you want to talk about? What is it? And why? How? What? Where? So in problem paragraph, it will be stating different kinds of problem. Is it a big problem, heavy problem, or not so heavy? Depends on you in your research. You need to be open-minded for all, okay? You need to ask everyone. Do not be shy. Do not be confused. It's okay to be confused, but you need to act like you're very curious about what you want to know. So that is your final problem. And solution paragraph. This is the best, the final for you to get that kind of problem. You're happy to solve the problem and then you finish the study, right? In conclusion, you're concluding something about what you're trying to suppose. You're giving suggestion, intervention, and lastly, you're giving advice to the next research or to the next students. How will they conduct the study? Everything. You can put everything you want in your conclusion. Okay? And lastly, persuasion. It intends to convince readers to do or believe in something. Persuasion. The word persuasion. Many of us believe someone because he is so persuasive. He tries to convey you something and want you to believe he is true. And that is true. That's why there's a lot of politics here right now trying to convince us and to vote them how brave or how convenient to talk to them when you are trying to get or want to have a job, you want something from them. It's very convenient for them. That's why in persuasion, in debate, you can easily won something, arguments, when you are using persuasion. That is why we need this method. And this method gives us more facts and some controversial trying to solve this persuasion, because this persuasion, the These are the use of methods in development and training. So, with that, I want you to answer this jumbled word. One-fourth sheet of paper, please. Okay. Okay, pass the paper. Now, you are very smart. I hope you're not copying your classmates. Now let's go with our generalization and synthesis. I want you to answer this question. What are the patterns used in I have a dream speech? I want you to group yourself into 6 groups, please. Okay, 1, this will be first group, second group, third, 4, 5, and 6. So this is your Martin Luther's speech. Okay? Okay, I'll give you 15 minutes to prepare and share your answers. Wow, that's so fast. Let's go with our evaluation. Can you bring a yellow paper to answer this one? Please construct an essay about any topics using any patterns of development in writing, but in 500 words. Okay, minimum of 500 words, like 10 years from now, what is your dream? What is your future dream after 10 years from now? Your family and a lot to is your love life, depends on you. Okay? And lastly, class, I want you to remember all the patterns because you got an assignment. This is your assignment. I want you to watch the movie Snow White and create a summary about the movie and then pass it to my So, do you have any questions? That's it? Okay, thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something and see you tomorrow.